Good evening, everybody. It's currently 2 a.m. on the East Coast. Um, some places it could be the daytime. So good morning to y'all. Also, good afternoon to y'all. Today I'm going to be talking about when you love yourself, you do not hate anybody. Um, so today I was driving and I drove to this particular location that I was at not too long ago, but during that time I was in a really bad state. My mentality was super bad. I was in a really good position to put myself in a better position in life, but I was worried about things that I couldn't control rather than what was important. So instead of setting me forward, it set me back. But I say that to say this. A part of it was me not having that love for myself, which can hinder every other thing, every other area in your life, and what you're going through, and where you're trying to go with what you're progressing on. So I was in a location. I went back there today, not even knowing that it was going to be the location, because I'm out on vacation right now, but I didn't know it was going to be the location that when one day I got off of work, I drove down there and I was just kind of upset because I'm like, this is such a bad space to be in. I don't like this job. It's terrible. Like, I'm working with these people, but they're kind of like rude. I mean, they've been doing it for a while, so they're expecting me to be like a perfectionist in one day. And I'm trying to explain to them that like that's not the case. The owner, he all he does is yell the whole time, like he's just hollering every single day. I'm there and he's just hollering every day I come in. It was just such a catastrophe. Every day coming in there was always something. Uh, my work wasn't enough, or um, I'm trying to show you how to do it this way. You do it this way, it's not gonna work. Things like that. And just everything being wrong. Uh, and then going out to different jobs, just kind of being there, helping out, but also like same thing. The energy was so sour, and that was every single day. I mean, it was the perfect time though. Perfect time as far as the schedule that I like to work. Um, if it's a 9 to 5 job, definitely 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. is like the golden schedule for me. I love that schedule so much. I can do that every single day. Like I would not mind for like 20 years. Like I wouldn't mind. If it's the, if it's something that I love and like that's the amount of time that I need to put into it, I'm gonna do it. Like if I love it, I'm gonna do it. But if I don't love it, I'm very against like um that could be a problem too, but like I'm sometimes against like being super like into something that I don't completely have my interest in. But I started to learn that like over time when you actually give things a chance, they can start to blossom and it can turn into something beautiful. And it takes time to understand that, but the sooner you understand that, the better, because everything you do in life is going to have steps, and those steps that you take are what's ultimately going to get you to your goal in the end run of where you want to be. So it's very important to take like each moment and really wake up and open up your eyes to what's happening, even if it's like not your favorite thing to do or it doesn't make the complete most sense. It's still very important to just pay attention to it, because later down the line somebody else might have a question and they may have something to talk to you about, and then you're like, oh, I had the chance to learn that. And I mean, it happens all the time. Think about it. Like, there's many scenarios where there's something that somebody taught you, and instead of deciding to pay attention and learn and understand, you decide to disregard, and then later on in life, you see like, wow, this is such a big thing. Like, had I like paid attention, took notes, listened, this current moment and stage that I'm in right now, I wouldn't even be in this stage, or I would actually be able to help that person that has that question about this particular title or this particular subject. Um, so that's another important thing. Also, it's like having that will, that will to unlock, like that you unlock. You unlock a will, but it's a particular type of will that you unlock, and this will is to the point where you will pretty much like surrender like who you are as a person in order to, and like make a lot of sacrifices in order to like embrace the change and embrace the um the yeah change is probably the best word to use, because when you embrace change, it's very powerful for growth as well. It's a lot of people that love themselves, but they are very open to hearing what people have to say, because it helps them sometimes get a better understanding of how to connect on an emotional level with a person. So a lot of things tie back to like emotions and like spirits and things like that. But when you really take the time to like get in a space by yourself, even if you're in a rough environment, every day that you're in that space by yourself, it's crucial. It's crucial to put your time towards positive thinking, positive motives, uh, and not negativity. So it's very important when you love yourself to know that you loving yourself doesn't mean you need aggression towards anybody else. Or if you hate yourself, it doesn't mean you need aggression towards anybody else. It means, well, if you love yourself, it should be easy to love other people, because you have nothing to hide. I mean, you may have stuff to lose as far as like stuff that you hold dear, but you are not so much worried or insecure or down on yourself about the fact that somebody else might think something about you when they see you, or when you go out, you might not do everything the right exact way. Not everything's gonna be perfect according to what you have written up, or it's other factors too. But ultimately, I think it tends to being very hard on yourself. Like, if you have goals and there's things that you like, looking forward to accomplish, that you're gonna get them done as long as you don't procrastinate. So it's very important to like just pay attention and not be so like hard on yourself. Days and times, as I said, you set aside time for a particular thing, and it's very important. It's you just do that in that moment, in that time that you have, and go as hard as you can at it. I mean, and it's gonna help you build as well. So love is, when you love yourself, you don't hate anybody. When you don't love yourself, which is the opposite, I mean, it makes everything difficult. It makes interactions with people difficult. It makes it harder to be happier. I mean, you have to think when you're not only thinking about yourself. Because when you hate yourself, a lot of times you're thinking only about yourself. That's it. A lot of people that love themselves are not thinking about themselves all the time. They're more generous. They don't mind giving, helping other people. Because it's not like something like you're beneath me. It's more like, how can I help you become a better version of yourself? I love me and I want to express the love I have for me to you. So if I see you as a friend, if I see you as an acquaintance, I see you as a significant other, how can I be generous and cater to your needs, submit and let go of not what I stand for as a person, but especially if it's positivity and it's great spirituality, but to the point of like the other person just knowing that this is another person, completely different emotions. I don't know one person that has the same emotions as another person. And it's very interesting when two people come across each other because it's such a different frame of thinking due to the stories that people have and the experiences that they have and the life lessons that they've learned. Some people learn life lessons very early. Other people learn them later in life. It takes time. Everybody has a different way that they go in the direction that they go in, but a lot of things tie back to the same thing. It's love, truth, and then there's the opposite, hate and deceit. So it's a constant thing to think about when you wake up in the morning. How you want to plan your day. You want to ask yourself. Look in the mirror and just think about things like, how can I be the best version of myself? And what's gonna help me get there to mentally, spiritually, emotionally be solid to a point where I can let go of my own passions and desires to give another person a hand or to be there to assist with anything, or maybe just give, whether that be to family, friends, anybody, even people that's on the street. I mean, it gets that far. Like when you are very happy with yourself, other things start to happen too. It's a lot of things start falling in line, which is very beneficial to you. And as you see those things falling in line, the more you begin to love yourself and love those around you. It's just best to give credit where credit is due. Thank God that He's helping you through what you're going through, and you're not still the same person that you were. It's very important to look not with future lens, but be in the current moment in time, because you can miss a lot of opportunities and blessings and things that should stand out, but instead you're clouded. So it's harder for the real beneficial things to stand out that would make sense to help you. I wouldn't say see your destiny, but walk in truth is a better way to put it. But when you love yourself, you don't hate anybody at all. That's part of how it looks, and it's a will to be very generous. Nothing's fake. Everything is real. Everything is genuine. It's good to have morals, things that you stand for. And as I said, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you have to, how can I be the best version of myself? That's some of the questions you ask yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you. You're the person that makes the rules and laws of yourself when you're with yourself or when you're around people. You have the ability to either be the better version or be the bad version. And if you've had a lot of things going in your life, sometimes it can seem easier to be a bad person, but it's just better to try your hardest to be good, even if you don't have it in you or you feel like the energy is just not there. I mean, take a second to take a deep breath and think. Allow yourself to understand what's going on. Open up your eyes a little bit. Maybe go to the bathroom, but be aware. Yeah, don't hate people. Love yourself. That way you don't need to hate people. Because if you don't love yourself, that hate and deceit and evil energy that you have is going to reflect. People are going to notice. They might say things. A lot of times people don't say stuff to you up front. They may even say it behind your back. But some people are pretty bold. So they'll tell you if you're coming with some bad energy. Like they won't sugarcoat it. But let go of that. I mean, it's a lot of things that can make a person have hate. I mean, due to how they've been treated, due to what they went through as a child, due to their parents, how they didn't love them, due to a lot of things. I mean, some people have a lot of money, but they have so much hate. I mean, meditation is really good. Meditation, I believe, can be through studying too. I mean, if you find a topic that's very interesting, you begin to study it. It can actually benefit you. I mean, open up your mind to something that of a way that somebody presents it. When you study, it's like, wow, this is a different way of thinking. This is very beneficial to me, and this is very understanding to help me grow. So it's like being like a child. The Bible says be like a child, as innocent as a child. It's like taking baby steps when you're getting back to that space that you need to be in. You feel like, or you're walking in it and you feel like, oh, I'm doing it now, and you look around, but you don't need to look around because you're the one that's doing it. God's helping you have that strength and that understanding to do it. And keep doing it and help other people. Because when you love yourself, you honestly do not hate anybody else. And that's what people are looking for now. They want people who are loving, caring, kind, compassionate. I mean, it's harder and harder and harder and harder and harder to find because everybody's going through almost the same thing. It seems like the same conversations are going around. People are talking and talking and talking about all the same stuff, but it's been a lot of issues. But yeah, get connected with a group, get connected with people. Don't hate yourself. It's important not to hate yourself, and just to love yourself. And connect with great people. Keep building, and with work, like stay focused. Push yourself to get to that next goal, and eventually start your own enterprise, because that's the goal for everybody. People want to learn how to do it. You start doing it, and you see how much work it takes. Some people don't want to put into it. I mean, I had a guy tell me that it would take 80 hours a week for a business to be up and running. And now, as I'm running my own, I start to see how much time you need to put in it. You definitely need to put like all day, every day, especially if you get people for certain stuff. You have to have that skill. figure out how to go about that skill to please different people. And it goes back to loving yourself. When you love yourself, it makes it easier to do what you're passionate about because your brain is opening up to the ideas and the things it clings to are the things that actually interest you, but it's hard to find out what interests you when you have something inside of you that hasn't been released due to you being angry and upset or what you've been through. So it boils all back to certain things, but it all comes together at the end of the day. And when you love yourself, you don't hate anybody. So that's all for me. It's just important to like pay attention to detail, keep walking in the truth, and to start loving yourself if you don't already. Speak with those around you, hear their story, and grow. But good night to all. Good evening. Well, same thing. Good morning to some, and good afternoon. I hope y'all all had a lovely Christmas. And everybody ate good. And just continue to keep working. We're going into the new year soon, so it's very important, to keep building, working on yourself, improving with your family, and yeah, just everything is good. Stay in the good. Don't go to the bad. Stay in the good. So yeah, God bless everybody. Have a great night, afternoon, and morning.